And we are live. Welcome to Live in the O. My channel is Real Orlando Living. My name is Omar, and you're joining me today, and I'm with.
Your boy, Mr. Wrightchoice, and we back with another episode of Live in the whatever.
Oh,
But we back again, another Wednesday, another session of real estate here in the O. So, what we got going on today now, Mr. Omar?
so I'm going. Let's recap some stuff. First of all, thank you everybody who's been reaching out over text message, over email. My email is info@realorlandoliving.com. Info@realorlandoliving.com. If you got any questions, you can always hit me up there. But you know, hit me up on the things that the information that they've been getting on this live in the O and saying how valuable it is and giving feedback. I truly appreciate it. If there's things that you want to know about and you want us to cover from our perspective, because we'll break it down. I got a fifth grade reading level. If you want that level perspective, hey, I'm your guy. But listen, I want to say thank you everybody. This is for the people who are in the city of Orlando, thinking about moving to the city of Orlando. Even a large part of my uh, of the people who watch me, I don't know about you, Mr. Wrightchoice, is real estate agents. Hey, referrals are always welcome. So hey, respect, love. Let's bring it today. Let's bring it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, real quick, you guys, I want to talk about what's going on real quick. Like as we always start off some stuff that we're actually doing in the business. As you guys know, rates have went up, and the reason I say that is, um, I have a client right now, and they wanted to do new construction, and I do a lot
Mm-hmm.
of new construction, and new construction usually offers the best rates on the market. Couldn't find out they went from 4.99 to 5.5 to 5.99. That's a $300 swing, a month
Wait,
swing.
wait. So they went from 4 point last year. They were
But
showing 4.99.
3 months,
Then they
like
went 5.5.
yeah, like 4 months ago, 4.99. Beginning of the year, 4.99. Then we went to 5.5, and then when I called soon on the phone with him, he said, "Yeah, today we just went up to 6%, basically." That's a $300 swing, just like that, you guys. So I
And
hope
you
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 guys.
can't lock in until about 60 days before, like 45 days before. You can't lock in.
Well, with new construction, if the builder's offering them low interest rates, you get that soon as you sign the paper. So that's the good thing. The bad thing is people that's been on the fence and did not want to move forward. Unfortunately, bad news. The 4.99, 5.5, where the rate was more manageable for you, just went up to 6%. So they may bump you out or may bump you to put down more money. So that's a little quick update that I personally felt that the other day with really two of my clients, really. And just now had to figure out some other strategies or getting a lower price point home or a smaller home to fit into the budget because that 6% from 4.99 is a big difference. Now they do have some 2-1 buy downs and stuff like that, but that's super far in there. What about yourself? How this week been since last week?
So that's funny you said that. That's happened on a couple of my deals. So the one right before this live, I got a call from one of the buyer's agent on one of my listings
Hmm.
that I'm in contract, and he said, "Hey, we're going to have to change it over to FHA," and we're like a week and a half out of closing because the rates went up because of what's happening in Israel, Iran, because the rockets went over. The rate swung 0.5%. It went from 6.5 to 7%.
Ridiculous, man. Oh, and the crazy thing about this, like be honest on here, we all predicted that the rates were going down this year, and historically they all said. I haven't really paid attention. I think I was in real estate the last election, but they always say during election year that rates go down. That has been
Yeah.
totally opposite this year. It's been climbing up. But even though that sounds bad, but people are still buying homes though. There's still records being broke. I don't know if it's Gen Z or millenniums. They're off the fence. They've been buying a lot from uh some statistics I've been seeing. So people are still buying, you guys. So I know we're saying a lot of stuff that's probably negative or feels like it ain't, great news in real estate, but I'm just giving you facts. But the other reality is builders are still building, people are still selling, buyers are still buying, people still making money, and people still putting out a whole lot of money to buy a house, and people still buying house cash, and people still flipping. So, with all that being said, let's dive into the market updates.
That's a perfect segue we're going to talk about here.
So let's talk about this market
So
update,
you
man.
got it up.
What up?
So this is the state of the market. This comes out around the 10th of every month. So this is the one for March. I mean, a couple weeks ago we covered the one for February, and I think when we first started we covered the one for January. So we're like 3 deep on these market updates. These are given by our local board, which is fantastic. This is one of the few things that we get that they get right, and giving us the information that we need when we need it, so we can give it to you, so you can make decisions. So this is the in 2024. Let's talk about the inventory levels real quick. Year over year, if you look at that top left inventory level, went up 77.6%. So from last year to this year, there's last year at this time we had 5,000 houses on the market. This year we have 8,971 houses on the market. So that is a huge change. And if you look at the months of supply, if you go all the way down to the bottom, there was 1.72 months of supply. That means there was no inventory. I mean, it was a complete seller's market. What sellers wanted, they got. To now, we're at 3.5. That's 103% increase. So that's a huge change. That's just telling you more houses are on the market. It's no secret. If you're looking at now, I say this saying it's an isolated bubble, right? You can't, it's not every neighborhood. If you look around Orlando specifically, like have you looked at short-term rentals lately?
It's been about I would say it's been about a month or so since I looked at
Man, if
short-term
you
rentals.
go into the short-term rental communities, all you see is for sale, for sale, for sale, for sale, for sale, for sale, for sale.
What's the price point that you've been seeing? I haven't looked at them. I did have a lot of buyers that was thinking about Airbnb, but the numbers just weren't working out really. But what numbers
I
are you
mean, it depends on what you're looking for, from 5 to 900,000. Depending on which neighborhood. 500,000 for like the real ones that still need work, and then around I'm seeing like 600,000 700,000.
seeing? That's great. That's high.
I mean, but does houses generate now? I get a lot of investors that come in and say, "Hey, I want to buy an Airbnb," and then they go, "Well, let me see the rent rolls," and we get the rent rolls, and some of them are a little fugazi, and they're asking for these crazy absorbent numbers. So that's a different topic. We're going to go over that in a different video. But let's go back to the market update. So if you look at the new listings, month over month is in the right corner. It went up 8.6%. What is that telling you? From February to March, we went up almost 10% in listings. That means the spring season is here
People want to move.
officially.
Summertime is coming up. People
That's
want to.
right.
A lot of people want to transition their kids if they're going from moving from down up north to down south, from down south to Orlando area. They're trying to catch that. They're trying to catch that little small window of sell my house, get my house on the market now. I can probably sell it in probably about May, beginning of June, when my kids get out of school, and then the summertime. Try to find a place or look for a place now, and probably move in soon as school starts, or you got military people, they're trying to transition to get sell their place so they can transition the same way for school because there's nothing worse than interrupting your kids in the middle of the school year to another place, especially if your kid is not accustomed to that uprooting them. So you try to make it more manageable for your kids. So that may be
Yeah.
one of the statistics reasons why you're seeing that too as well, or maybe a reason that people are tired are driving or people tired of their home or whatnot. But one of the reasons is the summertime coming up.
Yeah, that's PCS season you alluded to. The crazy thing is, if you look at the total pendings are up 9.4%, total close are up 17.7% month over month. So those are two huge stats that are showing you that people people are moving. And then let's look at the average price. This is the one that everybody cares about. Well, how are prices doing? How are prices doing?
Oh, so question on the new inventory that you just said. Have you been getting
Yeah.
have you
Okay.
been getting calls from them new inventory from the new since the inventory's been up?
Oh,
More,
yeah. No, we
more,
have
more people
some.
want to
We
be
have
listed.
some listing appointments coming up for sure. That's right.
Well, that's a good sign, you guys. As you see the new almost at 10% basically new listings that you're getting phone calls. So that means technically you can say that's basically accurate because I got some inquiries about listing too as well. So the numbers kind of match what we're actually doing in the field. So let's go back to them numbers real quick.
Well, my phone doesn't ring off the hook like that. I'm usually the one calling them because that's what I do. I prospect.
Prospecting, man. What else we got on here, man? What else you see?
so, so we got average price went up 7.1% month over month, and the average and the median price went
Yeah,
up two
mid
point five 2.5%. Yep, we're at a new high, $386,500.
Now, you guys, when you see that median price, that's not no five bedroom, so don't be tripping. That's not a five bedroom house right there. So that's a 386. You're looking at probably a 3.2 around probably between 14 to 1600 square feet, maybe 1700. It just depends on the area. But you're not gonna if you see a four bedroom at that price, you're gonna be somewhere all the way out of Orlando area. But that's probably a three bedroom right there, you guys. If you want to get to a four bedroom or five bedroom, let's bump it up about 50, $75,000 up higher. If you're looking for the more space and more space in bedrooms or square footage, because sometimes bedrooms it doesn't really make sense with the square footage. You just have one room that looks like a smaller office space. So just to let you guys know, 386 is mainly like a three bedroom.
You nailed it. I mean, 386 now. If you're looking new, you're not even getting a townhome for that price anymore.
Nah, man, townhomes was in that same price. And one thing too, why you mentioned townhomes, always remember, you guys, when you see townhomes at 350, 370, and you think that's a sweet price, always ask your realtor or ask the rep that's selling the new construction, or look closely on the Zillow or whatever you look at the HOA condo fees because that usually knocks it out the park. So just always keep that in mind, you guys.
Bro, you giving out the sauce right now. We're just giving out sauce. Hey, have that.
But look at the monthly volume though. So we're at $1.2 billion in sales in March from February. We was at 900. Let's even it out, you guys. Around 900 million. Now we at 1.2 billion in March. I'll let you know that, like I said earlier, homes are being sold, buying and selling. You guys, money is still out there being made. People are still flipping and everything right there. You can see the money. It's 1.1 billion dollars. What do you think about that, man? That's a big number right there, Omar.
I mean, last year it's actually down last year 3.1% from
Really?
it's relatively yeah. It's actually down
That's
from last year.
crazy. We doing billions in sales in our area like that, month over month.
Hey man, we going from number 18 to number 15 DMA. We better be doing that much in sales. You know what I mean? Orlando's turning into a real market.
Yeah, man. So what else? So what else we got here on this?
If you go down to the under the scroll down real quick to the next page real fast. Bing, bing, bing. So the yellow to yellow. Keep going one more down, a little bit more down. All right. So this is what I like to see. I like to see where the interest rate is. The first number you see March 23, then March 24, two yellows. Interest rate is right in line where it was last year, almost exactly the same. But the inventory is showing from 5,000 to 8,900, but it's
This
showing the interest rate is about 6.7%.
somebody was talking. I heard today talking about the rates were cheaper last year. I said no, it wasn't.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So yeah, this is showing that there's a whole lot of people that are in the 7% right now. A lot of people.
Yeah,
Um,
with the median price of
remember,
ooh,
we're going into we are in an election year. I mean, there's already you're starting to see a lot of the politics starting to bleed into the news with trials and what's happening overseas and whatnot. But in that is going to make the market a little bit more volatile when it comes to interest rates. So be prepared.
All right. Let me see what else we got on here.
No, that's it. That's a major number. The rest are just like super dorky numbers. If you want to get into those, hey, I
No,
would love to get with you.
no. So that's
DM me.
well. That's a well. Just to put it in perspective, the rates are the same as last year. So if we want to say have rates been going up or down, I guess we can kind of say no, it hasn't. It's been the same. Technically, if you want to say it's been the same since last year. So it was down a little bit. We're back up. So we got to keep it moving, you guys. So that's enough about the market update for today. Now let's go dive into what the Sanford got going on in the Central Florida area. What we got going
All
on
right. So
in Flea World?
all my Seminole County folks. So I know Orange County goes, goodbye. I'm out the chat. But let's talk about Seminole County stuff here. If for some of y'all who've been here longer than 10 years, you might remember that there was a huge, Flea World. Flea World was a staple locally. I mean, when I was coming up, Flea World is where I used to go to get all cheap sneakers. That's where you used to get, the plugs were there. If you know, you know. If you wanted everything like what the dollar store didn't have, like anything, if you wanted it on the low, you went to Flea World. You
Mm.
know, it was a pawn shop back in the day. That was
Oh.
the spot. The volume on the guy on the left is very low. It's saying, "Hey, it's saying your volume is low, bro."
Oh, it is? Okay. Hold on.
Thank you, John. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Always looking out for your boy.
Let me switch up then.
Yeah, but John, you remember this? Flea World used to be the spot. I mean, and right, it's literally right in front of where the courthouse is now, and that development is. I mean, they've gone. I think they shut down back in 2015, and they've gone through three developers. So they're saying now that the new developer um, wants to put in 1,000 multifamily units.
Mm.
1,000 multifamily units, 880,000 square feet of commercial and retail space, 275,000 square feet of office space, 110,000 of medical space, and 200-room hotel.
What they
So
got
this has
going
been
on
all
down
over.
there in Sanford? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's 100. It's gonna be 110-acre project. This has been the talk of Sanford Park for the last month. It's supposed to go in front of it just got the preliminary approvals, and right now, I mean, they've been kind of fighting over with the developer. Has been fighting about getting the utility rights. Um, a lot of it has to do with who's going to pay for, because right now it doesn't have the infrastructure isn't there for that project. They're going to have to
Mm.
bring all new stuff to make that thing work. And
So
everywhere else, you know how they usually fund that, right? Usually
what?
with a CDD.
Yeah, I hate CDD. So basically, you talking about Sanford's trying to catch up to Lake Mary?
So that's interesting. So Sanford, let's get into some history here. Did you know Sanford was the original capital of this area of Central Florida? It was Orlando
Mm.
before Orlando.
Really? I can't see that out there, but that's very interesting for me. I definitely need to look that up.
Yeah, it was Orlando before Orlando, and when they were trying to find the seat for it, there was a fight over land back in the day, and then they ended up moving it and making Orlando. That's the history out here. So Sanford has quite the history. It's one of the oldest towns. It's right on the water. Um, it's highly desirable, even though nobody's talking about it. It's one of the only places, if not the only place, in Seminole County where you can still get land. You can still get land and build houses right now. So there's a lot of new construction happening in Sanford right now.
So
So,
what about that?
Sanford,
I was gonna say, what about
go ahead.
Deltona then? Because Deltona's right by there too. So Deltona has a lot of land too as well as Sanford, or no?
Two different things, bro. Two different things. So Deltona is Volusia County. That's a whole. Now you're going across the bridge. No hate this Deltona. All my Deltona folks, David, you know what I'm talking about. Holla. I got a lot of friends in Deltona, but Deltona much different than Sanford. Sanford is Seminole County. In Seminole, in Sanford, you have one of the wealthiest areas in Seminole County, which is the Heathrow area, West Sanford, and you
You
also have one of the
know,
poorest.
I always put Heathrow with Lake Mary, not really Sanford.
It's Sanford. It's the
I
Sanford
always thought
area.
it was. I always thought it was Lake Mary. They got some big, nice homes in there. I did
It is
had to go
Lake
look some.
Mary. It is Lake Mary, but if you go a little up, those are Sanford homes.
Mm. And the only reason I mentioned Deltona, because Deltona, I always put them like right beside each other. I didn't really pay attention that you got to go over that bridge to get actually into basically Deltona. But that's very interesting that Sanford is growing. Like I know Toll Brothers was in Sanford, and I know a lot of people wanted to move out there because of Toll Brothers, because the price point was price point was affordable when it was building.
Correct. So that whole area by the airport has completely changed. And you're talking about all the new construction that's happened around the airport, which is where their toll brothers went in. I mean, it's completely transformed that area. As a result, have you been to downtown Sanford recently?
Mm-mm. I haven't been to Sanford in a while. We stayed in Sanford for like a couple of months when we were transitioning, moving somewhere. But
Mm-hmm.
no, not. I haven't really messed with Sanford that much. What I did do, I always. That's why I mentioned Deltona. I bypassed Sanford, and I was selling homes in Deltona, was showing homes in Deltona because of the price point and the kind of homes that you can get in Deltona. But that was like 3 years ago. I haven't really been too much out there showing homes as much. Most of my people been on this side. I know that's your area over there, but I do know it's been a lot of growth. There's a lot of growth everywhere in Central Florida, so I can't really say there's a
Well,
one area.
well, I'm liking the growth in Sanford because like I mentioned before, the rich history that Sanford has, and it being the county seat and all, and then on top of that, you know, downtown Sanford, they're reinvigorating it. They're making it a weekend spot. So if you look at it has historic homes in downtown Sanford. A lot of them are Airbnbs. They just have
Really?
Porch Fest. They have a cool, vibrant community out there. I know a lot of people right now, if I'm on my live on my Facebook, they're like, man, what the heck you talking about? Tremaine don't know Sanford.
But he's from here, you guys. Who
Uh,
I'm not from here, but I don't. Okay, so I met some lady who was on a cruise, which is funny. Do they do a lot of festivals in Sanford? Like,
They absolutely do. They have
okay,
art festivals. They have beer fest. I mean, there's tons. The community is a vibrant community down in Sanford. It's probably one of the best downtown scenes in Central Florida. You can go when you talk about downtowns, you can put it on par with. I mean, and let's fight this, y'all, in the chat. You can go Winter Garden. You can go Winter Park. You can
hmm,
go Mount Dora. You can go DeLand, and then you can go Sanford. And then a lot of people are putting Kissimmee, downtown Kissimmee. They're trying to turn it into that. But these are like the old school or local
downtowns.
downtown spots. Correct. And
Yeah,
Sanford is a big one at that, and they're huge in the art scene.
very interesting to know that about Sanford. You gave us some nuggets today on Sanford. I'm not moving out there still, but Sanford. If I get some buyers to go out there, Sanford price point it went up. Give me. What's the price point out there in Sanford? Give me that. Give me the
Oh,
price point. Give me the price point.
it depends. It depends what part of Sanford. So if you go on West Sanford with the Heathrow area we're just talking about, the Heathrow Markham Woods corridor, which is Longwood, Lake Mary, and Sanford, it's that whole corridor of West I-4.
Hmm.
If you're trying to buy on that side, you're gonna be in the $900 million range. Let's put it that way.
What? 900 million?
900. You heard me right? Yes, sir. If you're trying to buy on the west side,
900, not nine. 900 million.
yes.
That close to $1 billion.
Bro, on the west side, you have Heathrow, you have Alaqua Lakes, you have Alaqua, you have Markham Woods, all that, and it all connects to Sanford. And then then you have dope ass neighborhoods like uh, Bella Foresta, you have Lake Forest, you have um, Birmingham. What is it? Dang,
What
you
about
guys are
to say
gonna get
about?
me.
What I about to say
The state homes,
Birmingham?
bro. They have a state homes out there. Listen, one of these days, you
Nine
need to
hundred.
get off early. And let me take you out there, and you're gonna be like, oh, "What? This is what Omar was talking about?"
Nah, bro, 900. Man, I'm about to Google this in a little bit as soon as we get off.
Oh, you think I'm
That's,
playing? You think I don't know my real estate?
bro,
Challenge
that's
accepted. Let's
that
go.
that's a that, no. I gotta record that house if it's nine. That junk gotta be dumb stupid. Like, golly, I know because Heathrow
The
was nice. I like Heathrow. Heathrow
bro,
is
the
it's a
White
nice
Howard lived
vibe.
out there.
That's super far. I would think the White Howard lived in like Winter Park or Windermere or something.
There are some people out there. The thing I like about Seminole, the people who live in Seminole County, comparing that to like let's say Winter Park, is that they like their privacy. And there's some pockets in Seminole County. Next week we should go over Lake Mills, which is a Chiliota area.
Mm-hmm.
That is the richest area in Seminole County that you don't even know about. You don't even know exists. I guarantee
Well,
you.
like I get this nugget. One thing I do know about Seminole, they do got a good a high school football program. I will say that. I, I've seen them play a couple times. They do got a good high school
Uh,
program. So, all right, you guys. So that's a lot about good old Sanford and its historic. He talking about some top five downtown. We'll have to see about that, you guys. But let's dive into something very interesting, you guys. That somebody sent over to me, and I've been saying this about 2 years now. Let's talk about this money. Let's talk
ooh,
about this money, man. This was on the news this week. I think it was this week or last. He sent me this message. Let's talk about this, you guys. We already knew the price points in Orlando, the Central Florida area. Let me say Florida alone. And the Florida area has went up significantly. Race has went up. By that being said, it's no more when you was growing up and $50,000 and $60,000 was sufficient enough to survive and take care of a family. We have went up drastically from 50 to 60 to $94,000 for a single adult. A single adult, $94,000. National average is 93,000. Now, mind you, I know it says Tampa and St. Petersburg, but I think that's kind of close still to Orlando. Now, two people working with adults with two children, that's insane. $209,000 to survive. That's what these are the numbers there that I'm assuming they did research on, saying that these are the numbers you need to be looking at to actually make it and live comfortable. I'm just going off them numbers from that. From single, national. Now the two working adults. Now that's kind of high to me. I had it like around 140, probably 150. What's your thoughts on that, Omar?
let's walk this dog a little bit. So $209,000. What does that look like after taxes? So I mean, you're talking about 209,000. Let me do my
I believe that's a
calculations.
hundred and
That's bringing in $17,000 a month. You crazy? This is a crazy stat. This must be if you're trying to live in a nice, super nice house. Um, 200, yeah, two hundred and
two
nine thousand
nines.
dollars.
Is that
Those are
stretching it, bro?
those are two professionals. You're talking about two professional or one professional with like a stay at home mom or somebody who like makes little money. Um, but yeah, you saying 140, a 140 couple. What is that? Two cops, a cop and a nurse, a teacher and a cop, middle manager.
Really, that's really two people making $80,000. That's 160 or seven, or two people making 70, or somebody's making close to 90. Somebody's making, was they making 60? So around that, I think 140 is man. 140. You need to be making over $10,000 a month. I would definitely say, with mortgage rates around $3,500 a month. Average car notes around 700. Imagine two people, you need two cars. Let's put it two cars, $1,400 right there out the door. We ain't talking about no groceries. We ain't talking about no power bill, no cell phone bill. So you're looking at around $10,000 if you still. This is me. This is just me talking. Around $10,000 or more, you need a month to survive, to go out, have fun, be able to save a little bit, go on vacation and stuff. That was your need. That's why I came up around 140, even with the taxes and stuff like that. That 209 is that's expensive. That's a lot of money. To be coming around people every single day.
I mean, that is where we're at nowadays. I'm sorry to say it. You know, my daughter's getting a job. She's got her first job, and
Mm-hmm.
I think I think she's gonna get paid over $15 an hour. Her first job. You know, I don't want to sound like an old timer. My kids just roasted me yesterday. My kids, said she didn't want. My daughter said she didn't want me around her friends because um, all I tell them was stories when I was a kid, and I was like, I'm a dad. What am I supposed to do? but I was, but I was telling them how I made my first job. I was making $6 an hour back when, and I know some of y'all gonna be like, oh, I was making four, but mine was 20 years ago. I was
My
making $6.
515. Wow.
Yeah, I was making. It was 25 years ago. Look, I'm dating myself even more, but it was $6 an hour, and I thought I was making good money because everybody was making 5.15.
I was making 515. 5 let's calculate that, you guys. Hold on real quick. 515 an hour. Mind you, I didn't work no full time, but let's say if I did work full time, 515 times 40. Bro, that's only $206 times four a month. That's only $824 in a month. That's before taxes.
When I first joined the army, I was getting paid $1,200 a month. I thought that was a lot. I remember when I first got the sergeant, I was like $1,800 a month, and I was like, "Yo, rents were $600. I had my own spot, $600. Those days are over with, bro. Those days are over with. Now, I had my own spot at 19 years old. Paying a $600 a month, what do you call it, apartment, which is a big deal back then. But those days are over because now your average rent is over 2,000 a month.
What? And this is apartment though. Don't be like, man, I want a house. Man, you're looking close to $3,000 a month to rent a house. Man, it's ridiculous. So the numbers that you guys see, go back to one more time, man. This only one that's just weird to me is the $209,000. That one's crazy. But St. Petersburg up there is expensive. I ain't gonna lie. St. Petersburg is expensive, and Wesley Chapel. It says Tampa, but Wesley Chapel's kind of expensive. But 209, I don't know where they're getting the numbers from. My number is around 140.
I think 140 is about right. 140 is about average that we see a lot. We work with a lot of people we see under the skirt, so to speak. So we see 140 a lot. If I see 200, if I'm seeing 200, that means you're in a nice suburban neighborhood. Um, you
200 is
know,
good.
200, you live in the
Now,
nice
mind you,
areas.
Now, mind you, these numbers, I would say these numbers are for people that are buying a home now. Now, if you bought your home like 5, 10 years ago, these numbers can actually be lower because you're gonna have a way lower mortgage. Because the
You,
problem is,
you know
go
what I was
ahead.
thinking about the other day? You know what I was thinking about the other day
What's that?
about this? A lot of people, and this is going to be the big thing of our day, our generation. But I'm not that big of a deal. But I had two doctors move into my neighborhood, and I was like, I got doctors in my neighborhood. Mama, I made it. I got doctors, I got lawyers. My neighbor's an entrepreneur. He has a huge business, pretty big, serious business. I'm like, what is go? And then I started realizing the prices that they're paying for these houses nowadays. It's
It's more
causing a whole different demographic to have to move into my neighborhood, and that's happening in every neighborhood.
100% correct. It's 100% correct. Because back in a couple of years ago, I'm not gonna say the builder's name, but some of the builders that was at entry level, a lot of people that moved in there wanted to move out because hey, sometimes when you get into entry level communities that's affordable, you
Hmm.
start getting the wrong type of people that's in the neighborhood, and that's why I know some people don't like HOA, but I'm kind of a fan of HOA only because there's so many communities that looks bad, like homes painted the wrong color, people don't cut their grass, stuff is not manageable in the neighborhoods because of no HOA, and I see a lot of that here in Orlando area, and like I'm from Virginia, so in Virginia, like there's a lot of like where my grandma grew up at, like a lot of people don't cut their grass. homes of different colors because they're older homes. And back then they really have HOA. And like my parents' house in Alabama, like my parents' house is nice and they take care of it, but it should be worth more than it is, but it's not because our neighborhood didn't have HOA, so people ain't taking care of it. So here, people knock it, but I people knock it. Sometimes I understand it because some people want to put the basketball goals out there. Like when you're growing up, you want to hoop. Some people want to ride four wheelers. I understand all of that, but you want your house to still look good. You don't want everybody parking on the side of the street, parking on the grass. Man, you don't want none of that stuff. It's just a bad look, and I've seen that in a lot of neighborhoods that's brand new. Have you seen that stuff?
Absolutely, absolutely. But that people don't like HOAs until they're ready to sell their house, and they're like, "Well, wait. I need to get all my money out of this house." You know what I mean? And you need to ask your neighbor to cut his grass or change his paint color from pink. You know what I mean? So I know we're getting a little off topic. I think there's a huge HOA discussion because HOA is kind of a wild, wild west out here in Orlando. I mean, in Florida in general, and there's a huge legislation coming out about HOAs that we're going to cover in future episodes. But the demographic thing is super important because that's why I love real estate, bro. I've seen places change. When I first moved into Oviedo and the neighborhood I moved into, when I used to say that neighborhood, people used to be like, "Oh, really? You live there?" To now, I said I live there, and they go, "Oh, wow, you live there? It's phenomenal. It's a fantastic area." I was like, "What? What's changed? What's changed?"
That's funny. that, that is funny. But man, we always got to put stuff in perspective. I know we went off subject just a little bit, but just to let you guys know, exactly, what's going on around here, and also this income, man, because I want to touch base more on not so much real estate, but some real life stuff that's going on and stuff that we see every day um, for individuals. Because you might not have been aware of this, but me and Omar has been aware of this because we deal with people every single day, and we got to deal with incomes because their income determines on sometimes it can determine on where you want to buy, but also with that, even though you can make mind you don't get this twisted, you can make $200,000 a year. But you think you can afford a $5,000 a month, $5,000 or $6,000 a month mortgage. But if you have a whole lot of debt because you make so much money, you still can't afford that house, even though you made all that. So I'm just putting that in perspective, though. So it comes to that's what it's called, DTI. That's income
Bro,
ratio.
I have. I mean, I love y'all. I'm not talking to nobody specifically. I love each and every single one of y'all. I know y'all watch my stuff, but I got people right now in my pipeline that make over $200,000 a year, living paycheck to paycheck.
Oh, I had that before. When before COVID hit, I had buyers making over six figures and wasn't not able to save money until they figured it out or whatnot. And it just comes down to really, you guys. It's not harping you or anything like that, but it comes down to you really just sitting down. And what I used to tell people is write a piece of paper, write that, put a line in the middle, and write down all your bills, what you need and what you don't need, and then separate it. Especially when you're trying to buy a house, if you can cut out a lot of the stuff and just maintain the stuff that you definitely need, you'll probably see a big difference. And a lot of it's food, you guys. And I think about myself, a lot of it, you, you're spending over $1,000 or $2,000 a month in food. Even if you buy groceries or going out to eat, bro, food is so expensive. A lot of it is food. Just watch what I'm
I
saying.
just
A
saw
lot of it's
somebody. I
food,
just saw somebody with an Uber Eats bill, and I know I'm people feel like I'm like targeting them. Uber Eats, bro, over $3,500 a month. I'm like what? What?
bro. That's too much money.
Yeah.
Thirty five
So
hundred a month.
the only reason I'm bringing this up, the only reason we're talking about this is because when you're ready to buy a house, which we encourage this for a very good reason because Tremaine knows, and me and him are both on the same line. This is the easiest way to build wealth. It has sustained my family. I've seen it happen. I've been in the business almost a decade now, and people still think me to this day, "Oh my God, I wouldn't be able to do without you, Omar." And I see him going on vacation because of it. But it's the fastest and easiest way to build wealth. And the only way to build wealth is to have a plan about it. We're not doing it on accident. I have. By the way, if you're a lender, if you made it this far, if you're a lender, I need you to share this on your page. And if you share this, we're going to bring you on the live. We can sponsor you. You can come up on these live. We can talk to you about it. So that way we can get with your to your audience. But we can bring you on so you could talk your perspective on what this actually look like. Because lenders, for real, their additional service they do now is that they're making sure your credit score is up and they're getting you to make sure you can actually save for this.
100% correct. They're going back to the basics. A lot of them are going back to the basics.
They have
To
to.
try to get and nurturing now and making sure that they do their what is that, a simulator, a simulator. You staying online with a simulator. If it say you need to do this to get to 620, 650, 700, that they follow up with you every month. Turn in your documents every month to make sure you pay it off, whatever you need to get your scores up. And we're going back to that now because you got to crunch them numbers, man. $3,000, $3,500 a month, hey, nothing to play with. That's a lot of money, man. So just be mindful that you guys go ahead.
Yeah, I think we beat this dead horse, man. Listen, I hope you're getting value from this. I hope that you're, me telling the stories on, he's telling his stories, I'm telling my stories on the things that we see on a daily basis in this market that affect people. But we don't want to discourage you either. Some of these things they're way easier than you think. And, given somebody like Jermaine and I, we've seen some situations. We're not scared of none of it. We've worked through it. We've worked through, divorces, baby mama drama, baby daddy issues, you name it, trust issues, uh, job ain't paying you right. We've worked all through it to make sure that you have a plan to help you build
Thanks.
wealth. That's what we're here for.
100% correct, man. And that's why we tell all these stories about everything that's going on. Not to discourage you, to let you guys know what he just said. We've been through all of it. So that's why we're here to help you guys out, to navigate. And guys call us at nighttime complaining, yelling on what going on, what happened today, or why this lender telling me why they keep on asking me for the same documents over and over and over. I just submitted them documents. That's what we're here for, man. Just to let you guys know
That's
that
right.
the journey you're on, everybody's been on that same journey that bought a house. You're not the only one. There's other people too as well. And we're here to guide you, hold your hand, to get you guys to the closing table. And that's what we're here for. That's what Live in the O is. And I hope you guys been liking what we're doing every week. And next week we'll have some more for you because every every day, every week we're hearing something new that's going on in Orlando. And to be honest with you guys, man, it's definitely hard to manage everything that's going on in Orlando. It is so. We can definitely stay on one topic for a whole month. Like for instance, our first episode, we didn't even went back to that. We talked about what it was, the not the multiverse. What is
Epic
what was it?
Universe. Epic
Y-
Universe.
Epic Universe. But that's huge. Everybody's been talking about that. I've been seeing it everywhere.
Well, because
Um,
they got two additional hotels. That was gonna be on the docket, but I'm gonna put it for next week. So we'll save that news.
yeah, man. So, bro, it's so much stuff going on here. So much stuff getting developed. So you guys stay tuned to us, man, with more bigger, better things will keep on coming from this channel. Stay with us as we grow, and we're gonna continue to work it out. What you got for us, Mr. Army guy?
Listen, hey, pay attention to my YouTube channel. This week, I'm going to release a new video that's going to show what it's like to purchase acreage. A lot of people have been coming to me, don't want to live in the neighborhood. They're trying to build their own houses, and I'm showing them how they can save $200,000 and $300,000 immediately. So I hope you guys enjoy the content I got coming out, and you know how to get a hold of me. Info at realorlandoliving.com. DM me. I'm here for you.
Yeah, you guys. And if you need any information from myself, type in Mr. Wrightchoice or Wrightchoice on YouTube, or Mr. Wrightchoice on YouTube, also Instagram and Facebook. But hope you guys enjoyed the show for today. See you guys next Wednesday, and we out. Peace.
Let's go.